This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Chapter 10, December 26, 1980. The truth will set you free. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare here with the finale of Last Window, The Secret of Cape West. I almost want to keep saying Hotel Dusk 215. In the last episode, we gathered a lot of the clues together, found out what Maria was doing, Dylan was doing, and a lot of the people causing a lot of trouble, and now it's time to solve this mystery, but before we could do it, someone knocked us out. Now we must escape or find out what's going on. I hear my pager beeping somewhere. It keeps beeping as I slowly regain my focus. By the time I'm fully conscious, the beeping stopped, but not the pounding in my head. I find myself lying on the floor for some reason. My body feels like a lead weight. My limbs are like rubber. No strength. My head's throbbing and my throat's hurting too. As my eyelids slowly open, I'm treated to a scene of utter darkness, punctuated by a single point of light. I don't know what the light is, but no sooner do I focus on it than I feel a searing pain in my eyes and I force them shut once more. Tears seep out from underneath my closed eyelids. What was that? Some kind of sleep spray? Sounds like something Batman would have. Can't come up with a better answer, so I try and think back to the moment it happened. Whatever that stuff was, it certainly did what the sprayer wanted. The hell did it, though? I try to stand, but then realize I'm unable. My hands and feet have been bound. Damn, they got me good. I've been tied up with rope. As I try to endure the pain from my eyes and my head, I attempt to lift my eyelids. I manage to focus on a dimly lit room. I regained my sight and managed to get myself into a sitting position. I look around. The light I saw before as the flashlight. Must have dropped it when I blacked out. Great, now what? Not sure I'll be going anywhere like this. Yeah, so now we're kind of tied up. So now we gotta figure out how to get out of here. So, all right, so we need to go. This is even tougher than I thought it'd be. Still, if I take it slowly, I think I can get a little mobility. Yeah, unless you time to a wall or something like that. So we need to get to this vase thing here. There's a vase on top of an unsteady looking table. I think I can manage to shake the vase a little. Yeah, let's keep knocking it. I slam into the table using my body. Almost. Just a little more. Got it. Now I just need to take a piece of broken ceramic or whatever. The shards of the broken vase are littering the floor. Right, now to put one of these shards to good use. I stretch one of my fingers out from beneath the rope and snag myself a shard. Just hopefully you get a nice sharp one. Come on. I sever the ropes binding me with the shard. Phew, those ropes were cutting off my circulation. Good to have the use of my hands back. I use my newly freed hands to untie my legs. Good, hobbling around on my ass for the rest of the night wouldn't be my idea of fun. And I just need to find the Joker who thinks they can get away with this. I'm worried about Tony too. First things first though, I need to get out of this room. Alright, yeah, back to, there we go, forward. Looks like there's something on the other side jamming the door shut. Crap. I'm trapped in here. What the hell am I gonna do now? We gotta find our way of breaking out of this place. So there's actually two ways to break out of this place. One of them is to go into the bathroom and grab a pipe and use that to break the door. However, there's a little bit of an easier way to do this. So let's go over to the chairs. Some beat up old chairs that are a little lacking in the stability department. Maybe I can use this chair. I'm sure I can put to good use busting that door open. This is the easiest way to do it. If you do the pipe, it takes a little bit more use. I take the chair. Right, that door better say its prayers. Stupid door. Whoops, back out. Alright, let's... Whoops, keep going to the wrong... Oh, come on. No. Come on, game. No, this... I really hate this setup here because the way it throws off my groove. Okay. Alright, now we need to use the chair on that. Chair, a simple but solid chair from 406. Time to try this chair out on that door. If you do the pipe, you have to, you basically tap and hit it at the same spot every, like, 10 or 20 times or something like that to do it. But with the chair, you just have to fling it at the chair. Or the door. Sometimes it could take 1 or 2 tries depending how good you are with the stylus. So, it looks like it did the trick. No. No, back. Turn around. No. 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 Make it easy. Thank you. Open the door. Time to get out of here. I stretch my hand through the hole and unbind the rope holding the door shut. Huh? Down by my feet is the debris from the broken door. What's that? Something's lying on the floor beside the number plate from room 406. It's a piece of the door with the word manager written on it. So room 406 belonged to the manager, huh? This is getting interesting. Alright, let's make our way out. Oops, no. Yeah, nope, come on. What the? Huh? That's... Tony! Looks like he got knocked out. Hey, Tony! Tony! Yeah, we'll shake him awake. Shake him up. What? Hey, are you okay? Oh, Hyde, is that you? Hang in there, don't rub your eyes. Right. But my throat and my eyes feel like they're on fire, and my head, ugh. Who did this to you? Wish I could tell you, man. I was going past the elevator, and all of a sudden something sprayed in my face. Knocked me out cold. I didn't even feel it when I hit the floor. You were hit with sleep spray. Just blink a lot. I don't believe this. Son of a... I'm in agony here. I think it's law enforcement grade stuff. You're lucky you've been out for most of it. Just grin and bear it. You're not dying, you know. A little more compassion would go a long way, man. Yeah, well, it wasn't just you that got taken down. They got me, too. Same routine with the sleep spray and everything. What? They got you, too? What the hell is this? Just after you left, they sprayed me, knocking me unconscious. I was tied up and locked in room 406. No way. I've only just got myself free and smashed my way out. You don't seem fazed. Guess this kind of thing happened all the time back in the force. Can't, Tony. It wasn't on the SWAT team or anything. How are you feeling now? Can't complain. It's a lot better than just now, that's for sure. Damn. Yeah, I think I'm over the worst of it now. Good to hear. But who the hell would want to do this to us anyway? My guess is somebody who didn't want us closing in on the Scarlet Star. Don't exactly tell us much, or doesn't. Yeah, true. Looks like I'm gonna be needing your help with one more thing then, Tony. Sure, no sweat. We've got to get our heads straight and get back in the game here. I want to know who it is as much as you do. Let's go get him. That's the spirit. Right. I've just remembered. Did anything happen to the safe? Same as when you left. We need to get back there for another look. No time like the present. Let's book it. And if anyone tries anything again, let's see them try to sleep spray my crowbar. Where is that thing anyway? It's over there on the floor. So that's your little friend, huh? I picked the crowbar off the floor. Right, let's get this thing done. Right. Okay, let's head back the way we came. To the door. What the hell, man? You really did a number on that door. It was nothing special. Oh, man. What? What's so strange? Nothing. I just think it's very you, that's all. That's very me. What's very me? What I do to the door was nothing compared to when you're drunk. Some things don't change, huh? That's harsh, man. Right, let's do this. Yeah. Alright, back into the room where they... Well, here we are. Time to get that safe open, Hyde. Right. Alright, let's, oops. Well, I mean, I can talk to you. Let's get the safe open already. Alright. Yeah, just bash it. Violence, that's how it works. Crowbar. Tony got this from his room. It's a bit rusty. You got a crowbar in your room? Right, let's get busy with this crowbar. Alright. Okay, let's do this. Push the bar on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. Come on, man. We're pushing on 3, not 1, not 62. One more time, okay? 1, 2, 3. There we go. I just messed up the first time. Yeah, not too hard. Got it. Nice one, Hyde. Come on, let's see what's inside. Like all things in life, it's gonna be a very disappointment. There's an old safe next to the wall. The door is broken off. Yeah, we just did that, dude. So did we find anything? Hold your horses, I'm still checking. The suspense is killing me, man. There's a small square case inside. A case? Better take a look inside it. This is it. Let's get this thing open and take a look at all that. Nothing. Nothing, he says. What the hell? How have we wasted all our time for then? The damn thing's empty. That can't be right. Well, I'm not making this up, you know. So where the hell is the Scarlet Star? Beats me. Talk about disappointing. Aw, man, after all that. Yeah, tell me about it. Hey, wait a minute. Let's take a look at the door. What about it? Well, look at how thick it is. Pretty good security for a safe with nothing in it. Yeah, that's almost unusually thick. I thought we'd be rolling in it by now. Hang on. Nothing else in there? Yeah, it's empty, huh? Weird, so... Yeah, okay. Well... Let's see what else we're missing. Let's examine the door. Maybe there's something there. The door we perused off the safe is lying on the floor. What the... What's this? The door is thick and the inner portion is covered in rust. There's some sort of opening on the inside of the door. Could it be? What is it? Looks like this thing comes apart. You're right. I placed the crowbar into the opening and pry it open. But it says priest. That's how you spell pry, right? Anyway, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. What the? A book. This looks like... What'd you find? Tony? There's some kind of book hidden in the gap in the door. What? A book? Nothing shiny, expensive looking then? Unfortunately not, but at least we have something. Anyway, and we've got you to thank for it. So, what does the book say? Looks like a diary from the manager of Hotel Cape West. The manager's diary? Yeah. Belonged to Michael McGrath, the manager of the hotel. The man who knew the whereabouts of the Scarlet Star. And maybe we can still find it. I take Michael's diary. So come on, what's in it? What's in it? What's in it? We all want to know. This is what's written inside. Written on December 17, 1967, after Kathy's funeral. Kathy, I still can't believe you're gone. Whenever I think of life without you, I am overcome with an intolerable sense of guilt. Guilt because I know the truth, Kathy. I know why you were killed, and it's all because of what happened on that fateful night 12 years ago. If I hadn't shot the safecracker who snuck into my office, if I hadn't taken the Scarlet Star from his dead fingers, then maybe you'd still be alive. Everything is connected to the one night that happened 12 years ago. If only I hadn't shot the man who'd crept into the office to break into the safe. If I had not taken the Scarlet Star from his hands and kept it for myself, perhaps then none of this would have happened. Yeah, and all the cutscenes are in context now. We kept the man's body in the chest freezer for 2 days, then had Mike and Peter take it to a downtown parking lot and dump it there. The blood-stained room was then converted into a guest room, and it was made off limits from then on. Rarely a day goes by when I don't think about what happened that night. When I closed the hotel, my plan was to sever my ties with Condor as well. George said the only way to escape Condor was to completely disappear. Of course, you're well within your right to do so, but remember this. I can overlook certain things while we're friends, but not when we're strangers. But George knew. He knew about the provisions I'd made in order to start my new life, and he knew what had become of the Scarlet Star. I expected some sort of retribution, but Kathy, I never imagined it would result in your life being taken. Now that you've gone, the reasoning behind taking the Scarlet Star has gone too. And George, who took your life, even had the audacity to come to your funeral. Kathy, I now know exactly what I have to do. I have no intention of handing the star over to George, and absolutely no intention of forgiving him for what he has done either. You can rest easy, Kathy. You will be avenged. I promise. Safecracker in this diary. There's no mistaking it. It was my dad. It all happened 25 years ago in this very room. My dad snuck in, stole the Scarlet Star, and only to be killed by Michael McGrath. He was killed in this very room. Dad. Hey, are you listening, Hyde? Tony? Snap out of it, man. Does it say where the Scarlet Star is or not? No, it doesn't. So we got nothing. What now, Hyde? Right now, we need to get out of this room. Yeah, that's a good idea. Tony and I leave 406. Ouch! What is it? My foot hurts. I must have fallen on it. Funny. It still hurts now. My head's killing me too. What the hell was in that spray? You might as well go back to your room, Tony. But what about the diamond? You need to rest. I'll be sure to come and get you when I need you. Well, okay, man, if you're sure. Tony makes his way back through the hallway. It's my pager. I better get back to my room, too. Oh, yeah, the pager woke us up, so. Alright. Let's get out of here. Yeah, we don't want to mess with any of these doors. We'll have to mess with them later eventually, but not right now. Alright, back to the room. Yeah, I wasn't gonna try to find the elevator in that darkness, so I wasn't gonna mess with it, so. An interesting change of events. I feel like something big is gonna happen tonight. The day after Christmas. I think it would be more appropriate if it happened. Oh, technically it kind of happened. I mean, this is like late at night, so. Time to give Rachel a call. At least assume it's Rachel that tried to call us. Red Crown, how may I help you? Rachel, it's me. Is everything okay, Kyle? I've been trying to reach you for ages. Yeah, I got caught up in something. Oh? It's fine now, don't worry about it. Well, okay, if you're sure. What'd you want from me, anyway? I'll pass you over to Ed. Oh, it was Ed who wanted us out. That's not as interesting. It's me. I found out something about Frank Raver. He was heading up a Condor investigation 25 years ago, but was taken off the case. I already got that out of him. Seems he blames Hugh Speck for having him taken out of action. He's been roaming around this building looking for a proof to link Speck and Niall. He has he? Also, I found Michael McGrath's diary from 13 years ago on the 4th floor. In it, he says he shot a certain safecracker in this building 25 years ago in 1955. What? There's more. The person who killed Kathy McGrath 13 years ago was the husband of the current owner, none other than George Patrice. That's some pretty big reveals you made there, Hyde. It certainly answers a few questions, but it seems I got a bit sloppy too. Just a little while ago, I was running unconscious and tied up. What the hell happened? I was investigating the 4th floor and somebody sprayed me with sleep spray. That's pretty serious. Seems you managed to get yourself out of it, though. Yeah, just about. Head's still killing me, though. Seems there's somebody in this place who doesn't want the 4th floor investigated. Got an idea who could have done this to you? Yeah, I've got a pretty good idea. What's your next move? Let's just say that person and I are gonna have a little talk. Watch your back, Hyde. Sure. Now, he said he was a SWAT team in police industrial. I wonder who would have access to that type of stuff. Okay, time to go and get some answers. Now, weirdly enough, the person we shouldn't confront right now because it'll weirdly lead to a game over if we do that, oddly enough. I think it's because we push our hand too far. So let's talk to someone else who, let's talk to a more reasonable person at this moment. So let's talk to Mags and see what she has to say about all this. So, who is it? I hear Mag's voice from inside her room. It's Kyle Hyde. Oh, Mr. Hyde. Why so surprised? I'm not surprised. If you say so, now open the door. I've got something I need to talk to you about. Now it's not really a good time. I don't want to see anyone at the moment. Don't want to see anyone? What's wrong? Was it something I said? Please don't misunderstand me, Mr. Hyde. I know what you did. All of it. Now open this damn door. No, I won't. What are you, 5? I have no intention of letting you into my room ever again. Yeah, I could break down the door. I've also made certain discoveries. I know you snuck in here and stole the key, for example. What? Of all the things to take, and to think you of all people took it. I must have been a fool to... You insolent fool! I must have been a fool to ever think I could trust you. Miss Patrice. Just go, will you? Mr. Hyde? Huh? Frank, what are you doing here? I just came to see Mags. So you spoke to her, yes? Not exactly. She wouldn't let me in. She told me she knew I'd been inside her room. Interesting. How so? She called me not long ago to talk to you about you. Interesting. I think she may be under the assumption you're in league with Niall. And she may be basing these assumptions on the fact that you took the Condor key. She said that only a person who knew the significance of the key would take it. Or we're playing an adventure protagonist who takes everything that isn't nailed down. Why'd she want to talk to you? Frank, why'd Max want to talk to you about me? Perhaps because she knows I used to be a detective. She clearly trusts me. That's not what I asked. Oh? Why was it me she wanted to talk about? I thought I made that clear a moment ago. She believes that you were working for Niles. You stole the key. But it doesn't make sense. How'd she come to know that I took the thing in the first place? Are you actually sure you didn't drop me in it when you spoke to her? You know, just politely told her that I'd been snooping around her room? You watch your tongue. I told her nothing of the sort. Uh-huh. What's the key's significance? How should I know? After all, you know far more about that damn key than I do. And you've been spending more time up on the 4th floor than anyone. Didn't you find anything that looked like a key could be used up there? Not yet. I'm still only halfway through my investigation. I didn't get a chance to finish it because I was attacked. You were what? Yeah, I let my guard down for a second. They hit me with sleep spray, tied me up and locked the door. I got myself out, but I never caught a glimpse of the attacker's face. Who would attempt something like that? I guess if it's somebody who got jittery at the thought of me being on the 4th floor, and they're willing to do just about anything to keep their secrets hidden. Mr. Hyde, you don't think it could be? Right, there's only one person it could be. And if what you told me is true, and she thinks I'm working for Niall, I'm sure of it. Why didn't I realize it sooner? Indeed. Oh dear. What is it? I may have made a terrible mistake, Mr. Hyde. Mistake about what? When you told me what it was, that it was Michael McGrath's son of all people that sent you the order to go searching for the Scarlet Star, that's when I chose to hint that Michael McGrath kept his secret hidden somewhere, like in a diary. I thought this was a chance to utilize your expertise in assisting me in finding evidence to expose Hugh Speck and his corruption. However, this may have caused Miss Patrice to question her trust in you. It seems I didn't think this through properly. Come on, Frank. Don't flatter yourself. What? You think I was just doing what I was told? I wanted to look around the building, and that's exactly what I did. And the reason I did it was to uncover the truth of 25 years ago. Simple as that. The truth of 25 years ago? Do you mean to tell me that you're not looking for the Scarlet Star? Okay, oh, I'll find it, alright. But only because it'll be an instrument in uncovering the truth I'm looking for. What are you so keen on finding out about 25 years ago, Mr. Hyde? I want to know about what went on in the manager's office and about the safecracker's death. What? You got something to say? No, it's nothing. Yeah, well, your face is telling me a different story. If you got something to say, now would be the time to say it. I feel a little tired, Mr. Hyde. I think I'll head back to my room. Not so fast, Frank. Are you implying I'm running away? If you're keen on hearing more about 25 years ago, feel free to join me in my room. He just don't want to do it out in the open. Frank finishes speaking and heads upstairs. His face went wider than on mine when I mentioned my dad. So Frank's gonna tell me what happened 25 years ago, is he? Wonder what he knows. Well, up to the third floor to talk to Frank. Could've just followed him up to his room, but whatever. I guess if the game wants us to explore around and do other such things, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else you could really do, but... maybe gather more clues or something like that. Not getting in there. It's a lot tight. No. Just walk on in. Mr. Hyde. There I am. Now talk. Of course. Please come in. There we get to see, so this is where Frank holds himself up. He's definitely got detective written all over him. Just from the look of the room and everything like that. Room 302. Can I offer you a drink? Save it for a real guest. I'm just here to hear what you have to say. Well, I intend to have a drink, so please just join me. Fred hanks in the direction of the kitchen. Sydney from the cafe kindly gave me some coffee not long ago. Would you care for some? Well, in that case, this won't take long. Please wait here. You're like dragging it out, man. Looks like a family photo. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Frank places 2 cups of coffee on the table. That smells pretty good. Now that I think about it, you're the only person who's been in here and had a coffee with me. What about your family? My wife passed away 10 years ago after a lengthy battle against illness. Why don't they ever say what the illness is? They just say illness. Whatever. I have 2 children, but we haven't met in years. How do they feel about you trying to restore your name with LAPD? About trying to find clues to expose Hugh Speck for the last 25 years? I've never spoken to them about it. They know nothing. Why not? No sense in keeping the problem all yourself. I'm sure they'd support you. After all, when Hugh Speck had you removed from your post, they had to support you then. Don't you think they had a right to know? Don't you dare try to tell me about how to treat my family. No offense, but if I had a dad like you, I don't think I could stand it. Just my 2 cents, though. You clearly don't understand at all, Mr. Hyde. I didn't leave my family in the dark all this time just for the sake of my own pride. There's more to it than that. Well, he's looking at Niall, right? So if they know about... if his family knew about Niall, wouldn't they try to take him out or something? 25 years ago, during the Condor case, my name wasn't the only thing lost. The mess that Hugh Speck caused also resulted in someone's death. Whose? The same man you've been looking into, the safecracker. What? So, Mr. Hyde, would you care to tell me how you came to know about that man? Who told you about him? Well, who told you? Tell me. Michael McGrath's son. He told me about a man who crept into the manager's office, and I see. I think it's about time you talk straight with me, Frank. I want you to tell me about the safecracker who was killed here 25 years ago. Tell me everything you know. ... Come on, Frank, you just told me. You said that this person had gotten involved in the case and you were working on. Let's inquire him. Tell me. Did you help him get in? Yes, I did. So you and this safecracker knew each other beforehand, then? No, we didn't. Gregory was there thanks to the information he got from the contact I often used. Gregory? Who's Gregory? That's the name his associates used for him, at least. I seriously doubt it was his real name, just something he used while working. Gregory was a safecracker who had never been arrested and was well known in the field. He was also knowledgeable on Condor. I figured I could use a person like that to assist me in my plans. We had an agreement, and I'm the one who got him into the hotel. Yeah, remember how the mom said the dad wanted to get out of the business? This is the way he tried to get out of the business. However, I intended to catch Condor by fair means or foul. But Hugh Speck put an end to all that. How did Hugh Speck put an end to your plan 25 years ago? He did what he do. What did he do? Well, tell me the whole story. He did something beyond words. Alright. Yeah, told Condor about your plan. Hugh Speck told Condor about your plan. That's right. And that was also why Gregory was silenced. That night, while I was waiting for word from Gregory, that's what happened to me, too. Frank. What? Enough beating around the bush. Excuse me? I need you to tell me exactly what you were planning to do 25 years ago. All of it. What do you mean? I thought I made myself clear from the start. What I need to know is precisely what happened with the safecracker 25 years ago. You know the truth behind the death that occurred that night, and you're going to tell me. You win, Mr. Hyde. I'll tell you what you need to know. But on one condition. I'm listening. If you really want to hear the whole truth, you have to make me talk. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Well, I would have thought an ex-detective like yourself would have known. It's time you demonstrated to me exactly how much you want to hear the truth. If you expect to get anything out of me, you're going to have to work for it. If you choose your questions well, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything you want to know. But if you aren't able to ask the right questions, our little chat stops here. You got yourself a deal. Alright, so basically, we just have to do it in order. If not, it's game over and he won't talk with us, which is stupid, but whatever. Anyway, the first one to go is, what was your plan 25 years ago? Okay, Frank, let's start with this. What was your plan from 25 years ago to catch Condor? Well, I decided there was only one way to bring Condor to justice, and that was to catch them in the act. Skilled as the Condor group was in conducting systematic jewelry thefts, they were also adept at turning their acquisitions into near untraceable cash. But I found out from a staff member that Hotel Cape West was being used to sell the stolen wares on, and that the jewels were being kept in a safe in the manager's office. If I could positively identify that the jewels were being stored there were what Condor stole, I would have all the proof I needed to drive the final nail into Condor's coffin. So that's why he enlisted Gregory's help to crack the safe. You wanted him to help make his way into the manager's office and remove the jewels, right? Precisely. The plan was to have him break into the safe, extract the contents, and send me a signal. Then the police would arrive at the office and confiscate what he extracted. Well, that was what we planned, at least. What kind of signal had you decided he should send you? We planned to use the window. The window? Yes. He was to enter the manager's office, open the safe, and extract the contents. Once he got the jewels, he was to go to the window and use his flashlight. This would let me know that things had gone according to plan. The police that had been standing by could then raid the premises. The problem was that something went wrong with the signal we agreed on. Gregory just disappeared, so we never went into the building. Yeah, now we ask him the new question instead, so... What went wrong? Okay, next question. What went wrong? Well... You're telling me he never returned the signal you're waiting for, right? No, I believe he sent it, but what? You must understand, Mr. Hyde. There are things I can't discuss beyond this point. And why the hell not? Because they concern the promise that connects me and Gregory. Indeed, if that promise had been kept as planned, he would never have needed to die. I regret what happened to him. I doubt I'll ever outlive that regret. Mr. Hyde, I think I've said enough. I couldn't possibly discuss this any further with you. There's only one person I can imagine telling this whole story to, and that person is a relative of Gregory. Well, we need to at some point tell him that, but let's wait for that for now. So, all right, what kind of agreement did you have? What did you have with Gregory? He was intending to leave the world of crime behind him and start afresh, but he wasn't able to break his ties with his old acquaintances. So I made him a promise. If he lent his talents to assisting me with my investigation, I would make certain incidents from his past go away, and the police force would ensure that all ties he had to his past were severed. And did he bite and agree to your proposal? Not at first. He seemed to be somewhat against the idea. In order to gain his trust, I needed to take a different approach. As an act of good faith, I gave him something he would find difficult to refuse. What was it? I had handed him the keys to a new car. It would serve as a kind of advance payment. What? There's no need to act so surprised. It was a commonplace in operations like this. That's the sort of thing we did back then for people who assisted us. He just gave a brand new car! So anyway, last question. What was it that happened to you? Mr. Hyde, I don't see how that has anything to do with what you want to hear about. Frank, what if I were to bring a member of Gregory's family here? Would you be willing to tell them everything? Naturally. But how on earth would you? You leave that to me. Oh? Don't go anywhere. I'll be back as soon as I can. Yeah, and then he's going to be like, how are you going to bring a family member back? So, anyway, let's go back to our room. We need to get some proof about the whole situation. Mainly that, well, you could probably guess from the conversation. But basically, we need to grab that, we need to go check the package from the mom, Jeannie. Alright. Yeah, it's a small package that arrived. There's a car key inside the box in the package. Alright, so that'll... Yeah, I take the car key. So it's Frank who gave this key to Dad. But where's the car, though? That's what I want to know, so... Oh, well. Alright. Let's see, get out of here. Alright, back to Frank's room. Yeah, that's all we had to grab was just the key. I don't know why we never grabbed it in the first place, but... But what can you do? Well, he doesn't want to... He already has enough inventory in his pockets already, right? You know? Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, just walk on in. He knows we're coming, so... Yeah, he didn't lock the door this time, so... Sorry to have kept you waiting. So where's the member of Gregory's family, Mr. Hyde? Right here. Me. What? I've got something you need to see. Here. Yeah, we handed him the key. We don't have to go about the details on it. This is... Yeah, this is the same car key you gave to Gregory 25 years ago. It was discovered on the body of a man in a downtown parking lot not long afterwards. This is one of the items my dad left me. What did you just say? Gregory's real name was Chris Hyde. 25 years ago, after deciding to wash his hands of crime, he left the house on his final job. 3 days later, he still hadn't returned home to his family. The police were investigating the murder at one point, but they quickly broke it off. The case remains unsolved to this day. Frank, I'm Chris's son, and that's why I have the right to hear what you've got to say. You're going to tell me all about the promise you made to my father, and exactly what happened at the end. You're going to tell me everything. How do you recognize the car key? Because that key looks just like any other key, you know? To get the proof, we need to expose Condor. I made Gregory a promise 25 years ago. From his point of view, the job posed considerable risk. He agreed to take on the job knowing it would be his last, for the sake of his family. When we made our promise, he looked at me directly in the eye and said, "Can I really trust you?" I didn't answer, but just nodded. I never intended that nod to be a lie, but... What happened? That night he broke into the manager's office as we planned, got the safe open, and took out the contents. Then, from the darkened room, he shone the signal. But no matter how many times he repeated it, nobody sent him the response he was expecting. Why not? Why didn't you send in the cavalry like planned? Because I wasn't there. What? That night, while I was at the designated spot, Speck handed me a single note. The message was clear. It said that my wife's condition had worsened and that I should go to the hospital at once. Naturally, I went, leaving Speck to preside over the scene. So to summarize, I fled to see my wife while Gregory was still inside doing the job. Gregory must have thought I was dutifully waiting in position outside the hotel. After he'd signaled me, he'd simply had to wait for the reinforcements to arrive. But I'd already departed to be by my beloved's side. Speck's plan had been a complete success. Speck's plan? Yes, it was his intention to lure me away from the scene that night. No sooner had I reached the hospital than it became clear and I hurried back. Speck maintained that he'd been given the note, but not known what the contents were. He also said that he had seen nothing like a signal from the manager's office. So he spun a web of lies that had you convinced. He did. He was a member of the force and I had no reason to disbelieve him. It was only later that I learned the truth behind the night's events. Please, Mr. Hyde, are you able to forgive me? If only I'd known that Speck was working with Condor all those years ago, I would never have left him in charge of the scene. And maybe your father would still be alive today. And that's everything, is it? It is. That's the truth behind the death of the safecracker 25 years ago. Don't you have anything to say? Now that you ask, I'm not sure I do. Funny as it may sound, I don't blame you for what happened. In fact, all I can think about right now is how he must have felt during those final moments. Of course. Tell me one thing, Mr. Hyde. When did you find out that your father died in these very apartments? I only found out a little while ago. It was written in Michael's diary. What? You mean to say you found his diary? Yeah, I found it alright. You're not gonna like the fact that there's nothing related to Hugh Speck in there, though. Oh, I see. While we're on the subject, you said you had a discussion with Michael's son. Just to put my mind at ease, could you please let me know? Sorry to disappoint you, but you didn't tell me anything that you'd find useful. I see. Nevertheless, I'd very much like the opportunity to talk to him myself. That's gonna be tough. He left not long after I spoke to him. He left? Are you telling me he lived here in the building? He sure did. He was in room 306. You mean that man? I had no idea. Don't take it so hard. I'll find the proof you need to nail Speck, Mr. Hyde. In fact, I intend to expose everything these apartments have been hiding. And once I'm done, the only mystery left will be where I'll get my coffee from now on. All you need to do is keep your nose out and wait for me to get it done. Why, you arrogant little... Just trying to keep you out of the line of fire. Leave the dangerous stuff to me. Well, I suppose you have proven yourself useful. I'll back down, for now. But please, take this with you. It's the other half of the torn postcard I got from Will. I take the posted postcard piece. This item represents the only clue I found while searching the 4th floor. Take it with you. It might help. I take it you're still eager to hear what Miss Patrice has to say. Damn right I am. There's plenty of things I have to ask that lady. But she won't be too excited to talk to me, will she? Then leave that part to me. I'll make sure she understands you're not in league with the Nile. If it all goes according to plan, there's every chance she'll emerge from her room. Okay, I'll leave it to you. Good luck, Mr. Hyde. Just one last thing, Frank. What is it? What kind of man was my dad? We had a drink together once. I remember thinking to myself at the time that he looked a lot tougher than he looked. He never had much to say, but what he did say, he said with the utmost poignancy. He told me about his kid wanting to be a baseball star when he grew up. In fact, when he was telling me this, he came across as a run-of-the-mill kind of guy. I see. Okay, I need to make a move. I'm wasting time. I leave Frank's room. Even though I know the truth about what happened to Dad, that's not everything. The postcard that Michael left behind, the Condor key, the disappearance of the Scarlet Star and proof of Hugh Speck's wrongdoing. There are obviously still secrets that people could get hurt over. Just how much does Mags know about them, though? 9 p.m. Alright, let's head to Mags' room and see if you know, Frank did what he needs to do to get this all done. And we're getting there, folks. Almost on the home stretch. I mean, it's the final chapter, but you know what I mean. Yep. Who is it? I hear Mags' voice from inside the room. We need to talk, Miss Patrice. Mr. Hyde, I'm on the phone with Mr. Raver at the moment. What do you need to talk to me about? About Michael McGrath and the diary you left behind. I see, very well. Please come in. Alright, now time for the showdown against Mags. Gotta get her to, well, maybe not tell us everything, but at least get us started on it, so. Miss Patrice? Yes, what is it? I never thought you could do something so underhanded. I'd say the same of you, Mr. Hyde. Because all it takes is a spray. What? Why? Why? Why did you do such a thing? Why do you do such a thing? Repeating ourselves. I thought you'd have realized by now I'm not working for Niall.
Then explain to me why you're poking around the 4th floor and why you took my key.
How do you know I had taken it?
Because I cannot think of anyone else who would have done so, that's why. You have to admit you've been asking me very probing questions of late. Also, you seem to have taken to roaming about this building instead of going to work. Dylan was also kind enough to warn me about you. He told me I should be extra vigilant when you're around.
Oh, he did he? How nice of him.
Do you find that amusing?
I never thought you'd be so dumb as to trust anything that comes out of his mouth. I guess you didn't know, huh? Dylan's been watching you on behalf of his employer, Niall.
Excuse me?
Not just you either. He was also watching another tenant whose relatives worked for Condor.
A relative people working for Condor? I had no idea there was someone like that living here. Who is it?
If you haven't got any interest in if you haven't got any interest in rocking the boat with Condor, it's probably better if you remain in the dark about who they are. Or Dylan left without causing any fuss because you were unaware of his true identity.
That's a very good point. But there's still something I don't understand.
Yeah, what might that be?
You, Mr. Hyde. I still have no idea about you. Exactly how do you figure in all this?
Me? Well, 25 years ago, a safecracker was killed in the manager's office. He was my father.
I beg your pardon?
Like I told you before, my dad was killed when I was 9 years old. 25 years ago, he had gone out of one last job before going straight. 3 days later, his body was picked up in a downtown parking lot, and that case remains unsolved. He got caught up in a police investigation to uncover Condor's secret fencing operation at Hotel Cape West, and it was there that he was killed. I found out about all this after you gave everyone the eviction notice.
And how exactly did you come to know all this?
I got my information from a person connected to Condor who lives in this building. They told me that my dad came in here to steal the Scarlet Star, and he was killed and the gem simply disappeared.
The Scarlet Star?
After I found that out, I made my decision. I would expose everything about this building's hidden past.
And so that's the reason you came in here and searched around, I suppose?
Right. Why did you buy a building that was marked by Condor? And why did you suddenly decide to sell up? These are the things I need answers for. Tell me everything you know. Just how much do you know about Condor?
I've got no interest in talking about such things. Please don't ask me anymore.
Nope. We're not stopping here. Listen, Miss Patrice, you can't just ignore this. I'm going to get an answer from you. Why are you so afraid to explain things to me? Is it because your husband was Condor's ringleader?
Yes, that's precisely the reason. After he injured his hands, he couldn't play the saxophone anymore. He changed. He got his first job from them courtesy of a customer who came to the restaurant. After it went well, he began to realize that he was in too deep to turn back. Before too long, he was the ringleader of the criminal organization known as Condor. He eventually roped an old friend, the hotel manager Michael, into his work too. They devised a means of stealing the stolen jewelry secretly to avoid detection.
Who killed Kathy McGrath 13 years ago? ... We know who it was. Even if you're not going to talk, you're definitely going to listen. The person who murdered Kathy McGrath was George Patrice.
I'm afraid that's right. It was George who killed her.
But why did he do it?
He told me why.
It was payback for Michael double-crossing him. Alright, well, now we gotta start asking her the questions, so... Yeah, well, anyway. How did Michael and George manage to sell the jewelry secretly?
George didn't keep the stolen goods himself and trusted them to Michael. Michael stored them in a safe inside the manager's office. Once a buyer had been found, George would get in touch with Michael. And cash would be exchanged for the jewelry when the buyer came to the hotel. George would then take receipt of the cash immediately and receive his cut.
So the purpose of the parties held at the hotel was... to find people to buy the jewelry. So the hotel parties were there to find people to buy the jewelry?
Exactly. The parties would be held from time to time at the hotel. There, potential buyers would gather and the process would begin in earnest.
So I imagine the actual goods were exchanged in one of the guest rooms, right?
No, Michael was very clear about this and would never use the guest rooms. Instead, there was a hidden chamber for this very purpose.
Hidden chamber, huh? Interesting. What did Michael do to double-cross you? Or cross George?
No sooner George received word that the hotel safe was going to be broken into, then he contacted Michael to let him know. At that time, there was still an item inside that a buyer had not been found for. It was a scarlet star. Michael received his orders, and when the intruder arrived, he shot him there in the office. He then stashed the corpse in the hotel chest freezer where it stayed for 2 days. Then it was taken out and dumped into a different location when it was safe. After the incident was over, Michael told me that the scarlet star was gone. According to what he told me, it had already been removed from the safe before he shot the safe cracker. Did George believe that? Not exactly. He just led Michael to believe he trusted him. Led him to believe? He didn't want to pressure Michael or he might risk losing the use of the hotel. George could be cold, calculating man. He didn't exact his revenge on Michael for another 12 years. So the reason he chose to wait 12 years before getting his revenge was because... Oh. Yeah, Michael wanted out of the stolen goods trade. Yes, that's right. Michael made the decision to close down the hotel 13 years ago. It was his attempt to sever the bond between himself and Condor. However, George wasn't willing to just sit back and accept this. Also what? There we go. Where is the hidden chamber? Where's the hidden chamber that was used to steal the stolen goods? That's something I'm totally unable to help you with. Even when the building was underground reservation, no such room was found. I see. Listen carefully, Mr. Hyde. The key that you took from here, I'm sure is for this very room. What? That key was something among the things George bequeathed to me after his death. Even though I had it all these years, I still don't know where it used to be used. I assume that your main focus now is to discover where the hidden chamber lies, correct? Absolutely. It can't just have disappeared from the building. I wonder if you're right. Alright, was there another reason? Was there another reason for him to dispose of Kathy? Yes, it was because he had grown tired of Kathy's company. Meaning, George and Kathy had been intimate. Ooh. An act which had betrayed both of us. Ouch. I think we've covered just about everything, Mr. Hyde. Not so fast, there's still a few holes left. I don't know if I can discuss everything I want to go. It's not as easy as you might think at my age, you know. But if you insist, if you're willing to indulge me, I may be willing to keep talking. What do I need to do? So you'll agree to my terms? Guess I don't have much of a choice, do I? I don't know, we could strong armor, but the stakes are, I do what you ask and you tell me every last thing I want to know. Naturally. Okay, now tell me what I need to do. Now, Mr. Hyde, even though I own this building, there's still something I have yet to find. I want you to find it for me. Care to be a bit more specific? Come on, Mr. Hyde, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. Fine, have it your way. I suppose I should give you a hint to go with it. Here, take this. This photo. It's a photo of Hotel Cape West from when it first opened. Ah, don't we already have a photo like that? I take the 1950 hotel photo. You should have this as well. What's this? It's one of the things George left behind. Ah, key. I take the small key. Finally, here's this. There's this. I found in George's things together with the key. It appears to be some sort of sketch of the 4th floor. If you look, it has 6 red circles marked on it. What could they mean? There's something written at the corner of the sketch. The far side of the moon. What's that supposed to mean? Interesting. I take the 4th floor sketch. Mr. Hyde, how would you use these things is entirely up to you. Yeah, I kind of figured that part out myself. Leave it to me, I'll find what you're after. And I'll be back to hear the rest of what you've got to tell me, too. Mr. Hyde? I leave Mag's room. Things Mag was never able to find must be that hidden chamber. Looks like I'm drawing it closer to what I've been looking for. The clues are in the sketch, the photo, and the key. I think about it, this isn't the only photo of the hotel I have. Maybe I should compare them side by side. Do. Alright, so, yeah, the question is this right here. Yeah, as you can tell, there's that window there. But the window's gone now. That's it, I've got it! There's a window that's missing from the newer photo. I'm positive the hidden chamber is between the elevator and room 405. How the hell am I going to get to it?
There has to be more clues up on the 4th floor. Alright, so if you already know the solution, this is one of those things you can actually go straight to. If you know the solution of this, you can go straight to the next objective. But I'm going to show you how to get this for those who are curious. So anyway, I need to head back to the 4th floor. And unfortunately, because of the lights in the room, it's still going to be dark. Yay, I wish the lights were on, but there's not much I can do about that, so. Alright. Oops. Okay, so that's room 40. Oops. Nope, come on. Okay, that's room 405. Okay, let's just go inside. Alright. I need to use the key on it, so. Let's see. There it is. 4th floor keys. Yeah, we have to do this every time. Lovely. I take out the 4th floor keys and unlock the door. Okay, so the reason we're supposed to know about this stuff is if we take a look at the sketch, it's supposed to tell us where we're supposed to check in each of the rooms here for the clue. So let's see. Whoops. It's over here. There we go. This dresser is in desperate need of some attention from a feather duster. Yep, we see the symbol here. There's a small condor mark engraved on the dresser. Huh. There's a condor mark here. Considering the way it looks, it might have something to do with the markings of the 4th floor sketch. I better scribble this down. I already have the, well, I mean, yeah, he automatically does it, so. I copied the condor mark into my notebook. Guess I better have a look around the other rooms. Let me back up. There's a stool's been left on the floor. I hope no one trips over it. There's a hole in the material. There's a big lamp lying broken on the floor. Let's see, I think that's the same lock there. Yeah, now we can actually check all these rooms if we want, so let's see. I could probably skip these, really. There's not much to really check on, but the bathtub's pretty moldy. I guess I'm actually used to being white all over. I'm not sure why what all that black stuff is on the toilet, but I sure hope no human made it. Ugh. I guess somebody comes up here to restock the toilet paper. Yeah. Just touching the bed sends a cloud of dust in the air. The chest of drawers are too dusty to bother opening. I'd searched the sofa for spare change, but all I expected to find is dust. I dust in the wind. The curtains are shut so tightly that they're not letting a single ray of light in. I think that's... oh, right, one more. There's a chest of drawers on each side. Alright, let's go over here. Not that we need to. Like I said, I'm just checking just because I can. This table has more scratches than any one of my jazz records. The corners of this table look like they've been banged into the wall a few too many times. A couple of chairs are stacked together next to the tables. I guess they tried to neatly pile up the unused furniture, but they didn't try too hard. I'll bet the curtains used to be far more majestic than this faded lavender color. Yeah. Okay, we don't need anything else in here, so. Alright, now we get to go into room 403. Yeah, 403. Another door, another room number. This one's 403. Oh yeah, I haven't really been checking all the... yeah, the buzzer was in the... no way no one's gonna come to the door. It's unbuzzable. Imbuzzable. I forgot he says stuff like that. I'll admit I haven't checked every single reaction from Kyle in this game. Nope, knocking ain't gonna get me in there. Although I think some of this stuff is the same. Turning the locked doorknob is unlikely to be the way to get in this room. Actually, you'd be surprised how much unique dialogue is in this game for stuff that's like generic, you know what I mean? I take out the 4th floor key and unlock room 403. So this one is in the upper left corner of the room, one of the chairs. But I'll go and check everything just because. I think that's a sofa under the sheet. The sheet is dusty and stained. I guess they didn't intend anyone to see it. At least this lamp isn't covered in a sheet. It's a coffee table. What does it look like under the sheet? I'll probably never know. Oops. That's the door. It's a dresser covered in a really dusty sheet. I won't try and take the sheet off. The dust would go in my face. The stool is all covered up. And all the static electricity in here. That's... yeah, nothing there. There's a wooden chair. The leather covering's gotten pretty tattered and worn. There's the other one. There's a small condor mark engraved on the side. There's a condor mark engraved here too. Better note this down. With all the graphic detail. I copied the condor mark into my notebook. Huh? What's this? The condor's head is turned in a different direction. That's a clue for the puzzle. The chair is dirtier in some places than others, not the name of it's clean. Two chairs are stacked on top of each other. A spider has made a web between them. Ew! A table underneath the sheet. The sheet has a few stains. The surface feels pretty rough. I don't think time has been kind to it. Time is not kind to a lot of things. Over in the corner is a table covered in a dirty sheet. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Hold on. Trying to get over there, so... yep, come on. I'm just checking for like unique reactions and some of that. Another faded old closet for me to marvel at. The door on the left doesn't seem quite to be nailed in properly. They won't open. Alright. See, it's in the bathroom. I write in my name in the dust on the inside of the bathtub. Ugh. Another bath, another set of taps. This ones are pretty damn rusty. The less said about the toilet, the better. This room is all out of toilet paper. Can't even see extra lying around, but I can live with that. I can't live with that. I need toilet paper everywhere. In the battle between dust and sink, I think the dust is winning. There's a mirror above the wash basin, as is the trend in this building. I can see something strange under all the dust. Wait, that's my face. Okay. I think that's... yeah. Okay. Oops. I keep wanting to click on the other screen, so... bad habit. Okay. Alright, this one's 402. I see this is room 402. Let's see if there's any other dialogue. If I stand here too long, the buzzards will start circling. I'm certain nobody listening. It doesn't matter how much I knock. The door's firmly locked. So he does have unique dialogue for every buzzer. Sorry I missed out on it. I usually try to show off everything, but there are some things I have missed. I took out the fourth room and I like the fourth door. Like certain items you can show to people. I didn't show off dialogue for that, for example. Oops. The dresser covered in a big sheet. Even the sheet is dirty and stained. The stool is covered in a sheet, just like the dresser. I'm not saying everything's gonna have interesting dialogue. It's just some of it will. The wash basin almost looks like flowery as the wallpaper. It's twice as dusty, though. There's a mirror above the wash basin. The whole thing has turned a reddish gold color from all the rust. I guess you can't click the door there. Okay. Ceramic toilet with a wooden seat and cover. The cover is in an unhealthy looking state. I forgot some toilet seats used to be wood back in the day. Another relic of a bathtub. I think I'll head back to my room if I need a wash. This tub's all moldy at the bottom. I won't be turning the taps on. No, I guess not. I guess they cleared the top of the floor of toilet paper off before blocking it off. Oops. Yeah. Trying to get those cabinets over there. I don't know why it's just throwing off my, like, visual perception or something like that. There's an old-looking closet at the back of the room. There's nothing inside. Or is there? There's a small condor marked gravy on the inside of the closet door. There's a second condor mark engraved here, too. Better note this down. I copy the condor mark onto my notebook. He does exactly as he should. Exactly as I would. Oops. Yeah, well, it's doing the job. There's a large bed roughly in the middle of the room. No doubt a leftover from my hotel days. It's a small bedside chest of drawers. I can't open it. I think something's stuck inside it. You think we check that out, but nope. The curtains are moldy. How much work would it really be to throw them out? Okay. God, you can go faster, you know. There, one more. There's a table cover. It's a table covered in a slightly dirty sheet. There. That was so worth checking out. Okay. And then in here. See, we've been in. Yeah, this one's already unlocked, but we've been in here before a long time ago. So, yeah, it's weird how this is the one door we don't need to unlock. But anyway, let's see. On this one is on this desk here. That we didn't check before. There's a small desk with an open drawer. There's nothing inside. Or is there? There's a small condor marked engraved on the side. There's a condor mark engraved here too. Better note this down. I copy the condor mark into my notebook. Okay. I think I checked everything here. So large bundles of newspaper stacked up in the corner. Some parts look too damaged to read. They're really old newspapers. Some pieces of paper are scattered around the desk. There's all sheets of hotels Cape West headed writing paper. I think at least I believe I checked in here before. There's a small damp lamp on the edge of the desk. I'll avoid sitting on this chair. I'm not convinced it still holds a grown man's weight. Maybe I did check it because some of this doesn't seem familiar to me. Even though a table by the window would probably been nice to sit there back in the day. Now it's just covered in these mysterious dark stains. I hope I won't catch anything for being in here. An abandoned chair. Why haven't they sold this stuff in a yard sale or something? It smells like the curtains aren't the only thing hanging in here. I don't need to poke my nose into the curtains. They already have enough holes in them. It's a chair. There sure is a lot of furniture used here. Don't think I'll sit down. I don't want to get dust all over myself. Oops. Yeah, come on. No. Oh, other way. Nope. I don't know why this is giving me so much trouble, because it's based off the, it's obviously based off the I guess you can check the bathroom. It's still the same thing, and it's still the map is here while we're moving around, but for some reason it just throws me off so badly. The bathtub is moldy. I'm glad I'm spending my days checking out moldy bathtubs. I try to turn the taps on, but they're rusted into place. Not like I need to run a bath up here anyway. It doesn't matter how much class the wood seats adds. I'm not going near it. Guess I need to supply my own toilet paper. Okay, let's get out of here. Oops, nope. the way. Oh, did I not check this? The coffee table with rounded edges. Whoops. No, wanted to check it out. Not done yet. The strip pattern on the sofa is looking pretty faded. I can barely even tell which parts of the armchair are dirt and which are stripes. All the dust doesn't help. There's a wash basin in the corner of the room. There are cupboards underneath it, but I can't open them. They're broken. My face is hidden beneath all the dirt in this mirror, and I think it might be an improvement. Oh yeah, you know what? I never actually... You know, I forgot to check all of Frank's room. Whoops. Oh well. Too late now. I don't think I can go back into his room anyway. Oops. Sorry, that throwing me off for a bit. Okay, I need to go up here. There's room 401. Yeah, the room we were in doesn't need to be checked, so. Yeah, I just realized it. I never actually went through Frank's room because you could have done that when you left, and I didn't think to go in there and actually check his stuff. The number on the door reads room 401. No response. What a buzzkill. I don't think knocking will get me anywhere. The door appears to be locked. Alright, use the keys. I take out the 4th floor keys on lock room 401. Yeah, you can see it blocked off there, so. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe I just now realized I didn't go through Frank's room. A round wooden table, like all the other crap in here, it's covered in dust. A rectangular table has been left in the corner of the strange angle. Legs are scratched and splintered. Some chairs with plush seats have been left lying around. I'd rather not go too near this one. The back is covered with something nasty. An old chair with a plush seat must have been sitting here for 13 years. I think the reason that one room was open is that's the room that Frank was checking out. That's why, and there was handprints on that on the paper and stuff there. There's a huge bed on this side of the room. The mattress could really do with being turned. There it is. The headboard is a small engraving on a condor on it. There's a condor mark engraved here too. Better note this down. Note it down. Don't forget it. I copied the condor mark into my notebook. Nothing else. These curtains have seen better days. Okay, we're not done yet. We have one more thing to find, but... But we're finishing looking up everything. It's a wooden coffee table covered with a big white cloth. It's a 2-seater sofa. Weird, I can't lift this up, huh? That's weird. Huh. Yeah, you think I'd be able to click on this. The curtains smell damp and moldy. I would investigate how they look up close. Or I won't. The curtains are closed and they're going to stay that way because I'm not touching them. Oops. I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, I see this in the bathroom. The bathtub looks even older than the ones in the apartments. The dampness and years of dust have left it a charming shade of gray. The taps for the bath seem more elegant than the converted rooms, but the taps are so rusted they won't even turn. The toilet itself is ceramic, but the seat and cover are wooden. Paints are a nice contrast. No toilet paper. Hope I'm not forced to use these facilities. This was wash basin certainly seems more hotel-like than the ones in the apartment. Shame it's so covered in dust. I think I prefer the plain and simple kind in my room, though. It's a mirror, but it doesn't reflect much through all the grime. Finally, I don't have to look at my ugly mug anymore. You're an anime-styled protagonist. You don't look ugly at all. That's the thing. That's always the funniest thing about anime is that they're like, man, you're ugly, and yet you're like, dude, you're anime designed. You're not ugly. Okay, that's really... It's really throwing me off. The dresser looks ancient. I guess that figures in this place. The mirror is clouded over with years of dust and dirt. The stool for the dresser is looking kind of faded. Looks like it's been repaired a few times. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. Nope. Okay. All right, let's get out of here and check the final thing in here, or in the. Okay, we need to go very end right here and check that. The window's encrusted with dust. There it is, the final one. There's a small condor marked engraved in the window frame. There's a condor marked engraved here too. Better jot this down. Well, that's the one he says differently instead of note, jot? Huh. I copied the condor mark into my notebook. From the looks of my notes, all the condors marked are pointing in different directions. Okay, it looks like I've got all the circles marked that were indicated in the sketch. Now to try and figure out what the 6 condors mean. Also to try and work out what the note on the sketch was for. Okay, well, it's a solution to the puzzle. But we'll get to that when we get to that, so let's get out of here. Oops. Now we don't have to go into any... Let's get out of here. I don't want to mess with the dark stuff anymore, so... Okay. Mainly because I just don't want to mess with not being able to see the map, throwing me off like that. Okay. So we also need to, while we're here, we need to... I forgot to do this. I should have done this earlier, but we need to... where's the... Michael's diary, the postcard piece, 4th floor sketch. Where's the other one? God, look at all this crap I've got. And there's the $5 from my room, but bugging device, all that other stuff, small ruler, old invitation. I'm looking for the, where's the... I need that other postcard. There it is. Need to combine that with the other postcard. Well, I don't need to do it right this second, but we might as well. I put the 2 parts of the postcard together. Da-da-da-da. I now got a complete postcard of the moon. Hey, Ren, the moon's out! A postcard with a picture of the moon on it, huh? Huh. There's something written on the back. Looks like some sort of code. Now all I need to do is find out what Mayonaka was trying to hide using this. Yeah, this is supposed to tell you how to actually solve the solution. So, actually, before we actually do that, let me see if I can go back into Frank's room or not. Let's see if it'll let me anyway. Because I want to. No, getting here it's locked though. Probably too late. Back again, Mr. I. Do you need something? No, I'll take it from here. Then do hurry. Dang it! I can't get back into the room. No! Yeah, it was a complete accident. That I forgot to do that. Oh well. Okay, so let's get in the elevator again, so. Okay, so basically what it is, you basically look at the symbols from the postcard and better take a look at the postcard because this will show me what it actually is. So this is how you're supposed to figure out what the code is to open the door. I don't get this at all. What's it supposed to mean? Yeah, it's like 3, the 3 symbol, 9, 5 is that like alarm bell, 1Q, whatever the star symbol, 7, 3R, 6 left and right, or open, or whatever, and A2. And you're supposed to use the condor symbols in what direction they're pointing at and what number they're pointing at, and this is how you're supposed to figure out which goes to where. Basically, the answer is what buttons we need to press on the actual... Some of these symbols, I can't help but think I've seen them somewhere before. But basically, the condor is pointing the direction of which button you're supposed to press in which order on the elevator. So we're supposed to basically push them in a very specific setup, but we're supposed to open the... But if we press them, we're going to go to those 4, so we have to disable it. So what we need to do is use a small key. Oh yeah, did I go over these? Car key, this is my dad's, is found on his body. Michael's diary. The diary kept by Michael McGrath, manager of the Hotel Cape West. Michael wrote down all of his worries in it. Let's see. 1950 hotel photo, a photo I got from Mags of the hotel when it was built. Small key, a mysterious key I got from Mags, 4th floor sketch. A sketch of the 4th floor that Mags gave me. There are a bunch of O's and zeros and X's on it, and a music postcard. I put together both pieces to get this. There's a code on something or something on the back. So what we need to do is use the small key on the switch here. The moment of truth. Time to use this key. I use the small key and open the cover. As soon as I do, something from behind the cover falls to the ground. What the? The button came off. I hope it was designed to do that. Okay, so there's a switch here, so we need to flip this. There's a tiny switch in place where the button came off. What's this? Looks like some sort of control switch. I switch it on. Okay, so now we're actually in the puzzle, so we need to figure out how to do this. So what we need to do is press 3, and then we need to press 1, and then we need to press the roof, and then we need to press the open door panel, which is this, and then 2, and then the closed door panel. And that's how. And the condors, like I said, point on that card which direction, which ones you're supposed to press and all that other stuff. So, huh? The elevator starts to move. Wait, it stopped. Where is this? Looking at the dial, it seems to have stopped between the 4th floor and the roof. But why is it stopped here? Huh? What was that noise? Alright, Snake. Let's examine and see what that noise was. That way, no. Oh yeah, we need the door, so. I press the button, but nothing happens. Is this thing broken? Let's check the seat here. Ooh, hello. There's an L-shaped bench in the corner of the elevator. A small hatch has opened up on the side of it. There's a small keyhole in the opening. Quite a place to find a keyhole. Could this be? Ah. So, yeah, we need to use that other key. We've got the, where is that? The condor key. Found in Mag's apartment has the condor insignia on it. Use it on the thing here. Maybe if I try this key. I place the condor key into the keyhole. It worked. I lift up the side panel of the bench. What's this? Looks like a hidden entrance of some sort. You have to climb under it. Looks like it goes in quite a ways. Nothing for it but to go in. Hopefully you're not claustrophobic. Eh, he's been spelunking before. It's fine. Alright, found it. The hidden room. The secret room. There's no mistaking it. This must be the place. This is where Condor sold their stolen jewelry. Right, time to look around. Okay, so, yeah, let me go. I mean, we'll have to check all this stuff eventually, but let's go down the line on what we need to check, so. There's a framed painting on the wall. The painting is of a ship traversing the waves like a lighthouse guides the way. A boat in a lighthouse. There's a lamp on the wall just above the painting. Is that a switch below the frame? The light is turned off. Is the light just there to illuminate the painting? I switch it on. Wow. Damn, that's bright. What's the story with this? Let me switch it off really quick, even though we need to have it on, but I'm going to turn it off. It's a frame. There's a framed picture on the wall. Light is shining from a point in the painting. The switch is turned on. Oh, I guess we have to leave it on. I thought you could turn it off for some reason. Okay, anyway. Looks like they gambled in here too. A round table covered in green felt, the classic poker table. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. No, I guess I can't click on that. The poker table is surrounded by chairs. They're very dirty and look pretty unstable. Yeah, I think I'll just stand. Some wooden boxes with text stamped on them are piled up next to the sofa. They're nailed shut. There's a dartboard on the wall. No darts in it, though. Never mind, I'm more of a billiards man anyway. There's a sofa over by the wall. It looks like some of the colors rubbed away. 3 hands of cards are set facing down the table. They look like they've been left mid-game for quite a while too, judging from the dust. Poker chips are piled in a few places on the table. The poker table is surrounded by wooden chairs. Oh, they use the same. Hey, you have to use different dialogue every time. What the heck, game? No, I'm just kidding. Let's see, we already checked that, so... There's a framed picture of the classic card designs for the aces. Interesting. A shadow of a condor has appeared underneath the cards. There's a shadowy outline of condor on the wall. What's up with this shadow? The beak of the condor is pointing at a card. What could it be trying to say? It's a framed picture of the classic card designs for the aces. Okay. Now let's check this one over here. There's an old-fashioned telephone on the desk. No cord though. Guess I won't be making long-distance calls. The lamp that clips into the edge of the desk looks like it should be part of an interrogation. I'm not gonna try typing on this thing. Dust would fly everywhere. Must have been a really long time since this was last used. A load of papers are scattered about on the desk. It's an inkwell. It won't open. The ink must have hardened. Ugh. Some sheets of writing paper have been left here. Damn, the handwriting is too smudged to read. There's a kind of ledger on top of the table. What could this been used for? Let's see. The first page of the letter shows dates, transactions, and code words. Gold, silver, and scarlet. Looks like I've struck the mother lode here. It's an item-by-item list of jewel sales. I take the Condor records. There we go. And then the desk itself. A large wooden desk with a drawer. I'll see what's inside. 3 marker pens are in different colors, red, black, and blue. Inside the drawer is an old brown envelope. Is there something inside? What's this? Out of an envelope comes a small metal badge. At a closer glance, it appears to bear the words Los Angeles Police. It's an LAPD badge. Why the hell would something like this be hidden here? There's something else hidden inside the envelope. Out of the envelope comes an old photo. The photo shows 3 men. As I stare at the photo, I realize that I recognize the man wearing a hat on the right. I saw another photo of him before in Mag's room. Yeah, George. It's him. It's George Patrice. On the left side of the photo, there's a man wearing a tuxedo. He's got a name tag pinned to his chest. That tag. Written plainly underneath the hotel's emblem, next to the word manager, is the name Michael McGrath. I see. So this is Michael McGrath. There's a worried-looking man in the center who George has his arm around. Who is that man? I stare at the man in the photo. Suddenly, there's a flash of realization. I know who he is. I recall where I saw him before. He was featured in that TV show. Hugh Speck. I'll be damned. It's a young Hugh Speck. Yep, he was in on it the whole time. This photo just shows how Hugh Speck and Condor are connected. Now I think I know the meaning of the police badge too. It's for collateral, and as a sign of his devotion to their cause. I take the old photo and police badge. Alright. Alright, time to back out, so. Okay. I think that's it for that. So, let's see. Trying to remember if there's anything else to... Okay, I think that's it. But yeah, remember where the condor points to on this wall, by the way. So, okay. Anyway, we're done with this room. So, I leave the hidden chamber. A picture containing a working lighthouse. There's only one place I know in this apartment that's got a lighthouse: the roof. This is it. Time to get myself up there. Yeah, we automatically do it this time. I push the button for the roof. And what do we find up there? Huh? There it is. The light is on in the lighthouse. Yeah, you have to press that switch to do it. Alright, so now, yeah, it's showing the form of a condor, so, yeah, we have to, let's see. Oh, is that it? Yeah. There's a shadow being cast on the brick wall thanks to the light from the lighthouse. The surface of the brickwork is slightly dirty. It's strange, this brick looks newer than the others. Yeah, just keep hitting the corners of the brickwork. And there is it, the prize. The Scarlet Star. I feel lied to. It's not scarlet at all. Got it. This is it, the Scarlet Star. Wow, look at that. People died for this thing. I finally got my hands on the Scarlet Star. The coldness of the beautifully shining jewel spreads through my hand. Item. Locate the Scarlet Star, which disappeared at Hotel Cape West 25 years ago. So this is the thing you've been searching for, is it, Will McGrath? And with it comes the truth of what happened all those years ago. My dad made a promise with Frank to enable him to leave his shady past behind. He snuck into the manager's office, cracked open the safe, and stole the Scarlet Star. He was then supposed to go to the window and signal to Frank using his flashlight. But the response to the signal never came. Then Michael McGrath arrived on the scene, and he shot and killed my dad. Maybe when he died, he was clutching this very thing in his hands. My grip on the Scarlet Star tightens as I think of my dad's dying moments. The jewel gradually starts to grow warmer in my hands. It feels as though the stone is transcending the 25 years since it was held by him, bringing us together again. As I dwell on this, I feel a warm, melting kind of sensation from it. Looks like I'll be fulfilling the requirements of that order after all. Time to give this to the one person left who bears responsibility for Kathy's death. Huh? Who's there? The elevator opens and someone emerges. Is that Mags? Or Margaret, I guess? Mags? Oh. Mr. Hyde? I assume I have you to blame for switching the lighthouse on, do I? Yep, I did it all right. Then I must also assume that you entered that room? What? Just how do you know that there was a switch inside the room in the first place? What happened to you even not knowing what the place was? I apologize, but I lied. What a surprise. Alright, final showdown, although this one's pretty straightforward. Naturally, I was aware of what the room contains, too. Yeah, for the final showdown, there's really no complicated situation. You just ask the questions and sit back and watch the end of the game. If you knew about the hidden chamber, why did you need to lie? Let's just say I had no intention of discussing my knowledge of that room with anybody. I breathed a sigh of relief when I decided to sell off the building, safe in the knowledge that the secret would disappear once the building is demolished. I suppose, looking back, I was hoping for a little too much. I never imagined you'd take snooping around and looking into the building's past. Then, Mr. Hyde, when you came looking around for information, I thought to myself, I can't keep hiding it if he's found out this much. Yep, I'm just darn annoying like that. So I had to decide. On the one hand, I could leave while everything was still shrouded in secrecy, or I could risk letting everything come to light. It was essentially a gamble. What do you mean a gamble? A gamble to see if you'd be able to find that room or not. So you gambled everything on me and whether I'd find it? Precisely. And it seems it ended just as I expected. Yeah, time to grill her. What were you trying to hide?
The crimes that he committed, of course. His crime as Condor's ringleader, the stolen jewelry and illegal sales. Not to mention keeping it all under the LAPD's radar despite one of them being involved. And lastly, the unfortunate killing of Kathy. The crimes committed by George here in this very building. They need to be kept hidden, all of them. And I intend to do just that. I was planning to take these truths with me to the grave. But as we can both see, that proved futile.
Yep, I'm a detective. You can't stop detectives.
How'd you think it would end? I was fully aware that there was little hope I'd keep everything secret. I knew that if anyone could find that room, it'd be you.
So you appreciated what was at stake should you lose your gamble?
Yes, but as soon as we started talking about the secret room, my mind was made up. If you found the room, I'd lose my gamble, and then I'd need to let you in on everything I knew. If you failed, however, then I wouldn't need to talk to you on the subject any further. Then my gamble would have paid off.
What made you think I'd find it?
I knew it'd take a focused individual, and you're more than fit that description. I could see it in your eyes.
Damn right I'm focused. You don't think I'd waste my time looking around the place without good reason, do you?
No, of course not.
I was truly surprised when you came to me and told me what you knew about 25 years ago. The fact that the safecracker Michael shot turned out to be your father. I doubt anyone could have anticipated that one. Yeah, what are the odds, huh?
Maybe I knew, Mr. Hyde. Even as you arrived at my room today, I knew what was going to happen. Somewhere deep down, I must have realized that you would uncover the whole thing. Tell me something, Mr. Hyde. Have you found everything you were looking for?
Yeah, I think I have. Michael's 13-year-old diary, the proof that connects the LPD and Condor, even the Scarlet Star, I've uncovered them all.
You found the Scarlet Star?
Certainly did. Michael McGrath left some helpful clues behind. They led me to the hidden chamber and helped me get it. I have it now.
Is that so?
Here, take a look.
So this is the Scarlet Star?
Sure is. Your late husband didn't take the disappearance of it lightly and killed Kathy as a result.
The Scarlet Star going missing was where the whole horrible ordeal began.
Not quite. Condor's theft of the Scarlet Star in the first place is where it really started. If George Patrice were still alive, I'd be showing the thing to him. And we'd be having a very frank chat about his crimes.
I'm sure you would, but as he's no longer with us, that would never happen.
True. Same with Michael.
You can have this back now, Mr. Hyde.
What?
I was only concerned with keeping it hidden, not keeping it for myself. Since you found it, you've earned the right to keep it. In fact, everything you found is as good as yours, the room and all its contents. Which by extension means that disposing of it all also falls to you.
And you're sure about this?
I am.
I understand.
Okay then, I suppose it's time for me to tell you everything.
Alright, basically it's time for the game to basically explain everything from the very beginning, so this is basically the end of the game, for all intents and purposes. We did the final puzzles, so
will you listen to what I have to say, Mr. Hyde?
All of it? Nah, I just want to leave, just dump everything.
Will you let me tell you about my foolishness in loving an evil man? I first met him when I was 19 years old. I was a dancer back then, and he was part of a band. I knew from the start that he was a bad person. He brought a different woman with him each time and used to keep dubious company. Despite all this, I fell for him. But as soon as we began to live together, something became very apparent to me. I knew that I needed to get used to dealing with times I loved him and times I detested him. The strangest thing was, the more I became accustomed to the jealousy I felt, the more my desire towards him grew. It was a very strange position to be in. When he started dipping his feet into the world of crime, I began thinking that I needed to know everything he was involved in. So yes, before you say it, by keeping his wrongdoing secret, I became an accomplice. The feeling of guilt that arose from all the crimes was what chained us together. But inevitably, that wasn't a strong enough bond to keep our marriage alive. He became more and more distant from me as his feelings faded, until finally I could see there was no hope for a future together. Eventually, he and Kathy went on to betray me and Michael. Despite having full knowledge of their intimacy, there was no fuss made. I was perfectly content to just sit back and watch now that my feelings have subsided. But after Kathy was murdered and I saw the taunting smile that appeared on his face as he told me that I was going to have to keep one more secret, I finally started to realize I had made a grave mistake. I was partly responsible for the man he'd become. It came to me in a flash. I was the only person who'd be able to put an end to his misdeeds once and for all. And so on that day, I planned to shoot him using his own gun. But as it turned out, I wasn't to become a murderer that night after all. Somebody else had crept in, pointed a gun, and shot George instead. It was none other than his friend, Michael. When the deed was done, he looked me in the eye before striking me down with the gun. I woke up after being out cold. The first thing I noticed was that the gun that shot George was grasped in my right hand, with the now lifeless body of my husband laid out before me. He had died with the most atrocious look of pain across his face. One thing went through my mind as I stared at his dead eyes. Enough. He had gotten nothing short of what he deserved for the crimes he committed. I made one final promise to his agonized face then. I vowed that I would keep his secrets even after his death and not tell a soul. That's dumb. Anyway, I intended to take those secrets with me into the next life, but from then on, I felt very much like a ship lost at sea with no lighthouse to guide me home. I drifted aimlessly in the darkness, tossed endlessly by the waves. You know what happened after that? I was arrested and held on suspicion of murder. I eventually faced that grueling trial. Despite my predicament, I remained silent and told the police and lawyers nothing. Do you know why I chose not to reveal the truth, Mr. Hyde? Well, I'll tell you. I wanted them to find me guilty, that's why. I felt it was only fitting. After all, I was fully intent on extinguishing George's life myself that night. But it seems that greater powers than my own were at work then. Time out, the court found me innocent of the crime, and the money I inherited from George enabled me to buy the hotel. Part of the reason I snapped this place up was to maintain this secrecy. But I also felt that if I lived here, the lighthouse would be my guide and help me traverse the waves and survive the darkness. Looking back, maybe I was just clinging on to my foolish ideals. But the fact remains, I failed in my attempt to keep what he did secret. And that brings us right back to here and now, where I'm telling you everything. And that's the end, Mr. Hyde. There is no more. I expect you're overwhelmed with the anger at this foolish woman's confession, am I right? I really wish I had needed to tell anybody what I told you. You're kidding, right? I beg your pardon. Surely you would have wanted to offload this entire thing onto somebody for years. I mean, keeping all this pent up for so long and all? You must have been dying to tell anybody who'd listen. Mr. Hyde. I admit it, you're right. I've been languishing in my guilt for what seems like an eternity. I just couldn't see it through to the end. I know I made the decision by myself, but I just wanted to put my love for another ahead of my own feelings. I never thought doing so could lead to this much turmoil. ... It's true. I've been feeling like this for quite some time now. I desperately wanted someone I could sit down and talk to. It's been so horrible. I stare at Mags, crying her eyes out. I think to myself, there must be so many people around the world forced to keep burdens on their own. And one thing's for sure, I'm one of them. Knowing the truth behind my dad's death and uncovering the hidden deeds behind it, it still doesn't go far to erase the unbearable things I have going around my mind. I understand the pain she's feeling, I really do. Now she's in front of me in tears after telling me everything. After spending all that time keeping an unbearable truth to herself, the more she cries, the easier the burden will become, though it'll never truly disappear. I suppose the least I can do is wait quietly here until she's done crying. Miss Patrice, if you stay here much longer, you're going to catch your death. Here, I'll help you up. Thank you, but I'm fine, Mr. Hyde. I can stand on my own. I have never needed anybody's help, and I have no intention of changing that now. Except you need my help to basically tell your secret, but okay, whatever. Meg stands up, and I like how people always say, I'm stronger than I look, and that yet they do these terrible things or do all this other stuff. I'm like, no, you're actually not. Meg stands up, and I notice that there are no longer any tears in her eyes. Her eyes are not fixed on the light bursting forth from the lighthouse. We just stand and stare. Silently, we gaze up at the lighthouse. Soon we'll be leaving this lighthouse behind forever. I wonder if he'll be okay without me, without to guide me through the darkness. Max continues to mutter things to herself. I'm unable to respond. I just continue staring up at the lighthouse without saying a word. PM. Even though Mags has left the roof, I'm still standing around here. I don't feel like dragging myself back to my room. I decided to take one last trip to the 4th floor. I enter room 406 and open the curtains. Brush aside the dust that's covering the window and peer outside. Through the dirty window, I observe the scene beyond. It's the cold, damp view I'm so accustomed to seeing. The picturesque city at night. I never thought I'd see the last view my dad ever laid eyes on. But of course, what my dad saw must have been slightly different. 25 years have passed since my dad was killed. I'm now the age he was then, standing in the same room and looking out the same window. What did he see when he stared out through it? What was he expecting to see? May have uncovered what happened then, but I'll never know what he was thinking. There is one thing I know for certain, though. He was standing by this window because he made a choice. A choice which was made with me and Mom in mind. I closed the curtains and let the memory of my dad rest at last. It's my phone. I reach out from beneath the covers of my bed and make a move to grab the receiver. Hello?
Morning, Kyle.
Okay.
I got a call from Ed last night. He told me everything. Seems you've been keeping things from me.
He what? It's not like that. I wasn't keeping anything from you.
Then why didn't you just tell me yourself? I mean, Ed's going to hospital hospital's pretty serious and all.
Oh, right, that.
What else would it be? Is there something else you're not telling me?
No, of course not. I don't feel it's the right time to let Mom know about the truth behind Dad's death. I guess I can't put it off forever, though.
Ed told me something nice, too, though. He said you're not the good-for-nothing you used to be.
What's that supposed to mean?
Relax, it's just his way of paying you a compliment. Besides, I was really happy to hear him say it.
Listen, Mom.
Yes?
You remember the chat we had a couple days ago? The one about why you and Dad were together?
Yes, I remember.
I've been doing some thinking about then since then about Dad. If I could put his crimes in the past, I'd like to come and visit you. Maybe then you could tell me more about him.
I'd be happy to, Kyle.
I turn on the tap, splash some water in my face, and throw on some clothes. Time to give Rachel a call.
Rachel, Red Crown, I may help you.
It's me.
Morning, handsome.
I'm done with that order.
You mean you found the item?
Yeah, that and the truth from 25 years ago.
Should I pass you over to Ed?
No need, I'll probably come to the office later anyway. Best give Ed a heads up first, though.
Will do.
So, guess I'll see you then.
I'll be waiting, Kyle.
Before I do anything else, I better fill Frank on what happened yesterday. I head to room 302. Mr. Hyde? Hi, Frank. What did you find out in the end?
Did you manage to uncover anything significant?
Yeah, you could say that. That's why I'm here, actually.
Please tell me what you know.
I gained access to the hidden chamber Condor used for their secret sales.
The hidden chamber?
That's what I said. Seems there's been a secret room here ever since the place was a hotel. Wasn't easy to find, though. The only way to get in was via a secret hatch in the elevator.
I'm stunned. So you actually entered this chamber?
Damn right I did. And not just that, I found some pretty interesting things there. They should be just what you've been looking for.
What?
Here. Yeah, the sales book.
Mr. Hyde, could this be?
It's a ledger containing all the details of the jewel sales that Condor made. I believe this pretty much covers what you've been trying to find, am I right? And there's the badge and Hugh's spec implicating him.
And these?
What you have there is a picture showing Hugh's spec together with Condor and an LAPD police badge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this should provide you with enough evidence to nail spec.
Mr. Hyde, I thank you. What's wrong? I'm sorry, please understand how emotional this is for me. I've hoped for this day for such a long time now. It's been quite a wait. Mr. Hyde, thanks to your efforts, I now have the proof I need to take that man down. The rest you can safely leave to me.
Break a leg. Just one thing, though, Frank.
What is it?
Once you've blown the whistle on spec, what will you do next? Where are you going to go after this?
What? Worried about this old man might have nowhere to go? Please don't trouble yourself with such worries. I've got no wish to throw myself into the care of my children. In fact, after Hugh Speck's wrongdoings have been exposed to the world, I intend to move to Idaho, live out my days there.
Idaho?
Yes. A colleague of mine for the force has a farm there. He's been telling me for years to come down and visit. It's about time I took him up on it.
Sounds like you're all set. Let's make a deal then. I give you the proof you've been after, and you promise to send me some of these potatoes you're going to grow down there.
Deal. I'll be sure to send some your way. Now it must be going.
Frank returns to his room. That ties that one up. Nah, I better think about visiting an estate agency before heading to the office. Oh yeah, to find a new apartment. Well, anyway, now it's the end of the game, so now we can just go straight to the first floor, or we could, I wonder if we actually double check with Frank again. Yep, this is room 302. See if he has anything else to say.
Mr. Hyde? What's wrong?
When are you moving out, Frank?
I plan to leave on the 30th.
Care for a drink sometime before then? I'd like to pick your brain about some old stories.
I think I could manage it. Let me know when you have the time.
I'll do it. I'll do that. Frank goes back inside of his room. Yeah, but now it's the end game, so now we can check with everyone. This is a vacant room, so I don't think I need to worry about it. So now we can check with everyone that had rooms, or at least once we could. Although 3 or 4, you know. Locked. Yeah, we can't, this was Will's room, was it? Nope, no one's coming. Okay. Probably shouldn't have ruined the music playing, you know, for the end here. Yeah, let's see how Charles is doing. Good morning, Mr. Hyde. When are you leaving this place, Charles? I'll be going on the 29th. I see. Do you have any plans to go back to France? Not yet. What? I want to stay here in LA and study some more. I'm going to try and convince my grandfather to let me stay for 1 more year. Do you think you can get him on board? Well, if I can, I intend to work and pay my own tuition fees. No more allowances from him. Sounds like a plan. Doesn't sound like it's going to be easy, but knowing you, you'll find a way. I hope so. Anyway, see you later. Charles goes back inside of his room. Alright, see that was vacant. And that was Dylan's room, so... Knocking ain't gonna get me anywhere, it seems. Door's locked. Okay. Well, I was just double checking stuff. See if there's any unique dialogue, and there's nothing on the 4th floor, obviously. Alright, let's see how... Let's see. Vacant.
There's no answer. Looks like Mary's kept her part of the bargain. Head to the station. Yeah, she's not here anymore, so. Alright, let's see. There's no answer. Looks like Betty's not home. There's say vacant too. There's no reason to go back to my room. Nothing in there. See if Tony's in. Who's there? It's me, Kyle. Oh, Hyde. Sorry, man, but I'm about to go out. I see. Alright. I guess that's it, so I guess we can leave. I was just gonna try to see if there's anything else we could talk or ask about, so. Mr. Hyde. Huh?
Good morning, Miss Hyde.
What's up? You seem chirpier than usual, if that's possible.
Can you guess?
Come on, tell me what's up.
My mom's here. She's chatting with Dad right now.
Is that so?
Yes. And what's more, they seem to be getting along really well. I want to jinx it, but this could be their second chance.
Well, let's hope your luck's in.
I got you to thank for this, Miss Hyde.
Me? What'd I do?
Well, you and Dad talked about it, didn't you? You told them a few families actually managed to get back together, and that there's a lot that really wants to but simply can't.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing I'd say. Where?
Huh? Dad?
Well, hey there, Mr. Hyde. Hi, Sydney.
Dad, where's Mom?
It's no use, Claire. I don't think I can handle on my own. I ran out of things to say when it was just the two of us.
Dad, Mom's not expecting the world, you know. Just be yourself.
But Claire!
Just take it slowly and try not to get flustered. Don't try to rush through it. Enjoy the time you have together.
Claire.
Anyway, I gotta get back to the cafe. You better think about heading back too, unless you want to keep Mom waiting.
Yeah, fair enough.
See you later, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, bye. Claire walks back into the cafe. This whole thing isn't as easy as it looks. Sydney. I think you better do what Claire says. After all, these things take time. I suppose you're right. I'll give it my best shot.
Dad.
Guess that's my cue. Speak to you later, Mr. Hyde. Sydney heads back to the cafe. Alright. See if Max has anything to say. Yo, Hyde. Huh? Word up, home slice. What's up with you carrying your guitar around with you at this time of the morning? Got me a job. No kidding, a job? Hey, it's okay, Hyde. You don't have to get so emotional. I've got a gig. The venue's a bit small, but they picked up my act after hearing my song on the radio. I've been signed up to play from today for a whole week, you know. That's great, man. Good for you. There's just one tiny little hitch. They want me to play them something totally new on the last day, which is cool and all, but I don't have any new material. I've been going over it in my head, but I'm coming up with zilch. Cut the crap. Stop worrying about it. Just do it. What? I'm pretty sure that if you put your mind to it, you can write something new. You know how tough life can get. You've got a nice girl. You've been knocked down. Surely you've got no end of subject matter to work with. You know what? You're right. Guess I better give it a shot. How are you feeling after last night anyway? A lot better now. No sleep spray's gonna keep me down. How about you? How'd the treasure hunt go? Treasure hunt? I'm finished with that now. Yeah, you're done? Turns out the information wasn't entirely truthful. What do you mean? It was all devised by some shady types to get us to play their game. So we were taken out by those same shady characters? Right, that's why I decided to get out while I still could. Better not to pry into it. Damn, that's serious stuff. So I guess all our dreams about becoming stinking rich have gone up in smoke, huh? Guess they have. Whoa! Hello, Mr. Wolf. Long time no see. I trust you're well? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Your timing's perfect. Actually, I was hoping to ask you something. What is it? Regarding your rent. I was just curious to hear when you'll be settling the total amount you still owe me. Oh, I'm sorry about that, but it's cool, because I'm going to pay all of it off soon. I've got some work that's going to bring in the cash. So don't you worry, you'll get your rent soon enough.
I see you seem quite confident about it. I'm prepared to take you at your word. Please come and see me once you're in a position to sell your debt.
Thanks, Miss Patrice. Hey, Tony, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Damn, you're right. I've got a split. Wish me luck.
He's somewhat different from before, wouldn't you say?
He is?
He managed to look me in the eye and tell me straight, much more confident. I feel a lot more inclined to believe what he says when his attitude is like that. I wonder what brought on this sudden change.
You're not so different yourself, you know.
What?
Well, like you, he's been weighed under by problems and couldn't get any help. Now he's overcome that, and you've seen the results.
I see your point.
Miss Patrice, what are you going to do with yourself after you leave this place?
I must confess I really haven't given the matter much thought. But now you mention it, maybe it's about time I did. Part of me just wants to get out of here, maybe on a cruise. Somewhere with a lighthouse to guide us at night. What do you think, Mr. Hyde? Maybe you care to join me?
I think I'll give it a miss. I'm not really one for long, drawn-out cruises.
I see. Well, that's probably for the best. Especially seeing as you have more pressing matters to attend to.
Meaning?
Well, I find a new place to live, for one. It's only you and Mr. Wolf are yet to decide on a place.
Maybe it's time I gotta move on.
I'd really appreciate it if you did. There's still a lot on my plate to take care of without having you to worry about.
No, I'm sure your appetite appreciated that more than the others would. Yeah.
Anyway, I must be going, Mr. Hyde.
Max returns to her room. Okay then, time for me to head out too. My pager. Take it easy, what's the hurry? I'll be there as soon as I can, Rachel. Yeah. Alright, I forgot to open the door. I forgot there was one final scene. And let's watch the credits roll. Yeah, he just tosses the Scarlet Star in the mail bin. Anyway, yep, that's it for Last Window: The Secret of Cape West. A fun continuation to Hotel Dusk 215 with Kyle Hyde and his more adventures, getting stuck in a building and talking to people the whole time. Overall, in terms of complications, in terms of puzzles, I'd say it's about on par. The final puzzles, like, if there was the toughest of the puzzles, probably the final one. It's really not that hard overall. But because they're mainly meant to be simple point-and-click adventures with a little bit with some mystery and some small puzzles, but nothing too complicated that would really wrench your brain or anything like that. It's not like a Myst or anything like that. But yeah, I never played this game when it first came out because it never came out in America. It only came out in Europe and Japan. So I was never able to buy this legit. It wasn't until years later I was actually able to. I found out that there was a sequel to Hotel Dusk because Hotel Dusk is basically ends on kind of like there could be more stories, but it solved just enough. You're like, okay, that's the end of the adventure. But the fact that there was a sequel is surprising to me. I wonder if the company was still around. I wonder if they would have made a third game in the series because I feel like there was going to be, if they made a third game, I bet it would have had to deal with Niall maybe helping them, taking them down for permanently, because Niall's in the first game, mentioned the first game, and in this game as well. So I was wondering if they made a third game, would that have been Kyle dealing with Niall one last time or something like that? Like one final mystery that would get them taken down or something like that. Not that Niall went after him specifically, but you would think after these two stories that Niall would have found out about him and maybe tried to find out about him and take him out or something like that. I bet that's what the third story would have been about. If they had done, I don't know that for sure. I just have a very high probability that there probably would have been at least one more story if the company was still around to make the game, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, a lot of colorful cast of characters in the game. With Kyle, you got the Tony, the guy who needed to just get focused and to get his work, his world back on track. Betty really didn't have much of a story other than just falling for Tony, or falling for the wrong guy, and then went to Tony. We didn't even get to talk to her at the end, which is kind of disappointing. You think you would have been able to talk with everyone, unless she's somewhere else in the hotel that I forgot, like on the roof or something like that. But I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I might double check off screen just to make sure, see where she is. Like I said, because I could have swore you could talk to everyone one last time before they go. Or at least find out what happened to him. Like, yeah, the big twist that Dylan was a Condor representative, but you knew something was up with him just with that way he acted. Yeah, Sydney and his love life and getting together, possibly getting back together his wife. You know, Claire, the bubbly waitress. I feel like in the previous game that more characters had a direct tie to the main plot, while all these other characters are kind of just here, and something that, like, Charles has really nothing to do with the plot, really, when you think about it. Like, in terms of being affected as part of the story specifically. Same with Sydney and Claire, they really don't have, other than the hotel being taken out and they have to leave or whatever. But in the first game, I believe almost everyone had something to do with the plot, except for like one or two characters. But then again, it's been like a year or two since I played the previous one, so I might have forgotten some details on it. But yeah, I like the mystery about finding out more about your dad. And Kyle coming to grips with that finally after all this time, you know. And just what came about that. And, you know, kind of getting back to, like, figuring out what happened. Or you know, figuring out what happened and then solving the mystery with what happened to Mags and all that. And Frank's involvement in it. So, yeah, I thought it was overall a pretty good mystery. I think it flowed a little bit better than or since it had a better tie to you, because in the first game, you kind of just get wrapped up into it because of the whole working for Red Crown. But in this game, it has a direct personal influence with you. Well, actually, in the first game, it did too, because with the death, with you killing your partner because you've been working with Niall. So, okay, I guess it still did. But I feel like this one had a bit more of a personal tie to, because of it being part family instead of just being a person you used to work with, for example. But yeah, I wonder what the third game would have been about, because I feel like it would have had to deal with Niall one final time, because Niall had to deal with all personal issues in his life, right? So, but yeah, thanks Cing for making Hotel or I think you want to call it Hotel Dusk, West Window, the secret of Cape West. One last video. The final results of the election are now in. LA's new mayor is John Taylor. Born and bred in the locality, this man's steady campaign has won in the position. He shares a firm handshake with running opponent Hugh Speck. Speck, the runner-up of the campaign, had this to say. Regardless of the outcome, I will continue to represent the good of the people. We apologize for the interruption, but breaking news has just come in. The Museum of Natural History has received an anonymous donation. The donation consists of a large, pristine diamond. The diamond itself is a well-known jewel, the famous Scarlet Star. It was stolen from the French jewelry Charnay 25 years ago in Los Angeles. Experts examined the diamond and recognized it as a Scarlet Star right away. Due to its distinctive appearance, it is an absolutely priceless stone. I repeat. The Museum of Natural History has received an anonymous donation. Yep, and that's what Kyle did at the end. He gave it to the museum, not keeping it for himself, because it's not about the money. It was about the mystery that is involved. So I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of Hotel West. I know Hotel West, golly, Last Window. I know there were some things I didn't do, like I didn't do every single conversation variation. I didn't show off like what happens if you show items to people and their reactions to it. But you know, I hope it'll give you a chance to try this game out for yourself. If you could find an old DS with the like a DS that's region unlocked, or if you found it the other ways, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's kind of sad that we never got it in America, yet Europe got it. It's because usually games like that sold better in Europe than they did in America overall, so that I can understand why. And like I said, I kind of wish they had made a third series in the game, just kind of tie up the whole Kyle Hyde and Niall series of stories, because I feel like they were leading up to Niall somehow being taken down via the help of Kyle. I strongly feel that that's what they were setting up for a third story. But, oh well. I know they have a spiritual sequel to this game. I forgot what it's called, though, that Cing made. Like, they tried one more story to tell, like, years later. But I think it was a different company, but I think it was the same people. I forgot what it's called now. But it was supposed to be a spiritual successor to this, but not actually the same thing. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I like the cast of characters, the mystery, the puzzles were just enough to keep you interested, and the story was intriguing enough, and the music was fantastic like always. So, but yeah, even though we never got a third story, I feel like this could, you could make your assumptions of what happened next, like maybe with the help of Frank, Hugh Speck eventually gets implicated, and then maybe that leads to Niall getting taken down. You could leave it at that. It's just I felt like there was going to be a third possible story in this. But that's pretty much it for the game. There's only one more thing to do. That's just some extra stuff. Basically, you can read the novel of it, but I'll save that for the bonus episode. But as for this game what another point-and-click adventure games will I play in the future? Who knows? And what will Kyle have done in the future? We'll leave that up to our imaginations. But I'll leave up to your imagination that I'll keep doing this and keep doing something else next time. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next game.